The first place I left Asia to, and then more as an adult, I got a job in Germany, in Berlin, in Germany. I moved there as an immigrant, but I didn't know German, so a lot of the friends that I made were English-speaking expats from other developed countries. There's a very subtle difference, between an immigrant and an expat. The easy way to say it is that immigrants are brown and black and expats are white, but that's too simple. It's too simple. It really is. Ever met a Polish person? They get sad too. You need to ask someone why they moved to a place to really know. An immigrant will say something like, I moved here because I got a job, or I was trying to get out of a bad situation back home, and I just wanted an easier life for myself or an easier life for my family. And an expat will say some shit like, I just heard the vibe was really chill. Just, some nonsense like that with a big smile on their face. Fuck. Now I've caught wind, though, that immigrants become somewhat of a trendy word that rich white people in developed countries want to take for themselves because they can't let us have anything, apparently. No, really, I've met people from the US and Australia that have moved to the UK and like to call themselves immigrants. And that's fine, they're not wrong, they're within their rights to do so. But I feel like that's the same as if Elon Musk, a white guy from South Africa, moved to America like he did and started calling himself African American. It's technically correct. But it just don't feel right, do it? Now you can tell talking to people. I remember soon after I moved to Berlin, I was out just trying to make friends. I didn't know a single person in this goddamn country. I met this guy, he was from Sweden. And we got to talking, and he was like, yeah, Berlin is really nice, so vibrant, so multicultural. It's another thing about expats, they like to have black and brown people in the background, but not be friends with any. We're like houseplants, we add to the atmosphere, It's so vibrant, so multicultural. That's what that means. But the water is very hard in Berlin. And I just moved from Sri Lanka, all right? This was the first time in my life I had heard of the concept of hard water. I thought the categories were drinkable and not drinkable. I just met the guy, I was trying to make a new friend, so I just went along with it. I was like, yeah, man, I get it. Oh, I can relate. The water is very heavy back home, too, because we got rocks in it, same but different. It was such a party city, Berlin. It took a long time for me to get used to it. These people treat partying like it's a full-time job. I swear I had a day off work on a Wednesday, and I messaged a friend like, hey man, you want to get lunch or something? And he replied, nah, sorry bro, I have an orgy to be at. You know how it is. And I can't say I do. First of all, terrible at multitasking, but mostly just something about the idea of being me, alone, in a room full of Europeans holding whips and chains. Just historically speaking, I did not feel like it was the best life decision. But he was very nice. He tried to convince me to come along anyway. He was like, come on, man, it's on a boat. That's even worse. Wow. That is probably how they got them the first time. All right, this is why. So I went. It was very interesting. It's not like you just show up and people are just having sex as soon as you get there. I remember I went into a dark basement type room, something like this. There were just Germans marching in unison to techno music around me. And this was supposed to be a good time, apparently. I just went along with it. But the only problem was that I just hate this music so much. Its lack of rhythm offends me on a cultural level. Electronic music is nice when you're on drugs, but also everything is nice when you're on drugs. That's what drugs are for. But then I looked around and I realized what had really happened here, why Germany loved electronic music so much, and I was impressed. I realized that Germany heard that the rest of the world thinks that white people don't know how to dance. So they decided to make their favorite kind of music something you don't need to dance to. This is genius. This is what Europe has done for centuries. Whenever they're losing, they don't get better, they just move the goalposts. electronic music is just the Winter Olympics of music. That's what it is. They thought they were good at sports, and then they started letting black people compete, and we're like, nah, we need snow immediately. We need to hit the slopes right away.